5 in your head, and then when you get to 0, so you can start at 5, finish at 0, and then start. All right. We're recording, and in 5.
I am Alaa Issa from Cisco Systems, Data Center and Cloud Solutions Architect. It's a pleasure to join you for Comstore and Cisco Data Center Partner Summit. Today, I will be talking about Cisco Cloud Networking. It's all about a top-down approach. Always we need to understand the major business goal and requirements, which leads us to the main functional requirement, and we're gonna end up with the technology solution, which gonna address the major business goals and objective moving forward. It's all about the business drivers. So we're gonna walk you first about what the challenges are, where we are coming from, to provide the true Cisco cloud networking, enabling the organization to move forward with the digital transformation smoothly. The new reality is hyper distributed, extremely diverse IT landscape with multiple locations, remote teams, and users. And across this landscape, there is one constant: change. As organizations are aiming to minimize risk while converging the existing traditional IT with the cloud first or cloud inspired, the challenge is not to evolve now, but to be adaptive always. Your word at the moment might resemble this image, or a permutation of this one, right? So the new reality, or and this word in other, is not staying at the same, right? It's constantly changing, as I mentioned in the preceding slide. The clouds, providers, platforms, and tools you are working now might be different in next years or months. Most are shifting to a hybrid cloud model, and this adds to the complexity they must deal with. When we say complexity, this may mean monitor application performance, visibility across the clouds, users, application and data, replicate the operating model for individual clouds, enforce policies for governance, deploy and manage service mesh, budgeting, and how you could allocate a budget to a different cloud and maintain this budget for the entire uh, clouds going forward. Last but not least, about the resilient and providing the resilient business and maintaining your business up and running as much as we can, right? So with applications active at all points on the network, the data center can no longer be confined to a specific place, but more of a nerve cluster situated where the data is, right? Which could be anywhere along the edge to the cloud continuum. At the edge, where new data is generated, in the cloud or on a prem, the data is being processed wherever it makes the most sense to execute at speed. Ready and able to provide intelligence on the spot, ready for change, ready for growth, ready for whatever the organization needs next. So there are three trends when I think about, or when we think about the applications. The first one is refactoring of all existing enterprise applications so that these applications have a wider reach, right? Secondly is the move to the cloud, which all people and business talking about. The third one is everything that we hear about, intelligent interactions. These are the applications that machine learning or artificial intelligence enabled to revamp the customer experience and increase the business continuity and productivity. These three trends are putting the significant demands on network that our customers are trying to build. As a direct result of these application trends, workloads themselves are getting more distributed. Whether or not you focus on networking side of the business or the compute side or both of them, operations are getting more and more distributed each and every single day. So the operations now span from a cloud environment through the on-premise data center all the way across the cloud and edge continuum. Another trend that we see is a multi-cloud governance and management. Application developers demand flexibility and application development with speed and scale. IT has to deliver to the rest of the business and cope with these trends. They can either make the business or they can make the ones who completely derail the company and don't allow them to speed for the business that they are trying to achieve. What does that mean? It's all about business requirement, which drive the change and taking the business to the next level, right? It's all about simplicity. And this is one of the top priorities when it comes to the organization and the CIOs who are leading those organizations. In our new digital world, applications are the primary interface between the business and their customers. But as a digital interactions become more convenient for us as a consumers, they are getting more complex for the IT professionals that have to make it all work. Think about how we make a shopping, how we bank, how we plan our vacations, right? It's unbelievable what we can do from our phone or our laptop or in devices. However, behind the scenes, it's extremely and exponentially more complex to make it all reality. Let us look at the multi cloud. This is a very hot topic these days. A cloud is a new concept for the foundation of the businesses. Cisco ACI, the application centric infrastructure, is the Cisco's flagship software defined networking architecture. Enhances business agility, reduces the total cost of ownership, automates the IT tasks, and accelerates the data center application deployments across on a premise, edge, and eventually in the public cloud. To accomplish this, ACI focuses on three main pillars. The first one is the automation, unified and consistent single pane of glass management and orchestration to provision the network, widely application policy, and automate the data center operation. Secondly, multi-cloud. The ACI helps you out to have a consistent policy management across on-prem and public cloud, helping to unify security, governance, and compliance regardless of where the workload resides. Security, it's all about business continuity, micro-segmentation, and zero trust security from end to end. Cisco ACI Anywhere offers a set of capabilities that enable seamless connectivity between the on-premises, data center, remote small data centers, and geographically dispersed multiple data center under a single pane of policy orchestrations. Cisco ACI architecture, it comes with any cloud, any applications, any platform, anywhere. It includes multi-site and multi-cloud extension for automation, security, mobility, and visibility. So the main benefit of Cisco ACI includes the following. The first one, optimize your network, which means operational simplicity with common policy, management, and operation models across applications, network, and security resources. Secondly, protect your business with business continuity and disaster recovery. Secure networking with a zero trust model and innovative security features such as a micro-segmentation security at cloud scale, accelerated and enabled by hardware. Last but not least, accelerate the path to a multi-cloud performance with a single policy and seamless connectivity across any data center and public cloud. Cisco ACI delivers an intent-based networking framework to enable agility in the data center. It captures the higher level business and users' intent in the form of a policy, and it translates this intent into the network constructs necessary to dynamically provision the network, security, and infrastructure services. It uses a holistic system and software and physical and virtual elements, an open system ecosystem model, and innovative Cisco application integrated circuits to enable unique business value for the modern data center. This unique approach uses a common policy-based operating model across the network, drastically reducing the cost and complexity of operating your network. So the question, what are the components of Cisco ACI? I'm going to talk on the upcoming slide about the major elements that making up the Cisco ACI as a single fabric. However, in conjunction with what I was talking about in Cisco ACI Anywhere umbrella, it comes with a multiple components, including a Cisco multi-site orchestrator, Cisco Cloud ACI, and how ACI could enable you to reach out to a multiple public cloud provider, including AWS, Azure, and Google Cloud Platform, and how we could achieve the intent-based networking with the power of the day 2 operation and extending the ACI to the remote sites and offices and the edges to achieve the concept of a distributed data center going forward. So this is the history of the Cisco ACI Anywhere. First, we started with an ACI on-prem, and we extended it to the multiple data center with a multi-pod, and we got a lot better at it with a multi-site architecture, right? So then we introduced the physical remote leaf to cover the remote sites, the satellite data center, etc., etc. Last but not least, the ACI came with a multi-cloud environment, including AWS, Microsoft Azure, and Google Cloud Platform. There is really nobody in our industry could claim this level of integration between a multiple nature of data center, including on-prem, satellite, remote offices, branch offices, and the integration with the public cloud and hyperscale provider like the AWS and Azure. Cisco ACI and architecture solution, and as you see in the slides, are built with the following building blocks. First is the Cisco Application Policy Infrastructure Controller. This is the brain, or in other words, this is the SDN controller for the Cisco ACI as the SDN solution from Cisco. Cisco Nexus 9000 series for spine, which are acting as spine and leaf switches for the Cisco ACI solution. So the Cisco Application Policy Infrastructure Controller is the main architectural component of the Cisco ACI solution. It is the unified point of automation and management for Cisco ACI Fabric, policy enforcement, and health monitoring. So it's your splash screen, it's your landing page, whatever you want to do with the Cisco ACI, the Cisco APIC is your gateway to go and play with it to manipulate whatever you want in the Cisco ACI Fabric. Extending to the Cisco ACI Anywhere umbrella, we talk about multiple architecture which are living under this umbrella, including Cisco ACI multi-pod, multi-site, remote leaf, as well as cloud ACI. In this section, I'm going to talk about the Cisco ACI multi-site and the multi-site orchestrator, which govern and orchestrate the whole or the multiple data center across your organization. So what I'm trying to say is the ACI multi-site orchestrator provide a single pane of glass to provision multiple Cisco ACI fabric operating in a coordinated way. When this appliance is combined with the latest networking enhancement of Cisco ACI, organization can manage extension network elements such as the virtual routing and forwarding, or the VRF or VRF instances, the bridge domain and subnets across multiple fabric, centralized policy and security control across geographically distributed fabrics, and very large scale-out fabric at a single site enable automation and operations from a common point for a global cloud scale infrastructure. So the Nexus dashboard orchestrator or the multi-site orchestrator is the one that enables you to have a consistent cybersecurity policy across multiple data center. So instead of going to each and every fabric and data center, applying the provisioning, configuration, monitoring, etc., and having such a siloed environment, with a multi-site architecture and multi-site orchestrator, you're going to have one single pane of glass to deal with whatever fabric you have inside your environment. Another architecture within the ACI Anywhere umbrella is the physical remote leaf, which has its own use case, especially when it comes to the 5G conversation with the minimal low latency with respect to the client and providing a great experience with application performance, etc. This mandated the 5G providers to go with a distributed data center architecture. And the physical remote leaf, one of the enablers for those providers and organizations once they want to have a literal distributed data center within their organizations and entity. In other words, the organization today are increasingly adopting hybrid data center models to meet their infrastructure demands, to get flexibility and to optimize the total cost of ownership. Often, this is accomplished by combining a variety of technologies, including public bare metal clouds and other internal IT resources, along with remote locations such as hosted data center and satellite data center. Cisco ACI now addresses extending this policy-driven automation to multiple data center, including satellite data center with a smaller footprint and extending a common fabric via leveraging the remote leaf architecture, as I mentioned in the beginning of this section. The last flavor of Cisco ACI Anywhere umbrella is the cloud ACI. Imagine you're strategizing your overall digital transformation to go with a multi and hybrid cloud environment. Today, you have an on-prem data center, and you are planning to go with a public cloud and hyperscaler environment like AWS Azure. And you would like to have the right solution to provide a consistent policy across your data center, wherever your data center is. It is on the on-prem, on the public cloud, etc. The cloud ACI. Cisco Cloud Application Centering Infrastructure is a comprehensive solution for simplified operations, automated network connectivity, consistent policy management, and visibility for multiple on-prem data center and public cloud or multi-cloud environment, as I mentioned. The solution captures business and users' intents and it translates them into native policy constructs for application deployed across various cloud environments. It uses a holistic approach to enable application availability and segmentation for bare metal, virtualized, containerized, or microservices-based application deployed across multiple cloud domains. Now, I'm gonna a bit switch the gear or to continue my conversation with the Cisco Cloud Networking for the day two operation. In day zero and day one, the organization or the life is really nice and easy once you start designing and deploying the solution. Nevertheless, based on the feedback coming from the market and Cisco customers, the IT operation team facing a bit of challenges on how to operate the solutions, right? So they would like to have a kind of monitoring, observation, visibility, trends, machine learning, or AI-enabled monitoring solution to empower the IT team to make certain that their environment is working as the business requires moving forward. That's why we came with the topic of day two operations. So, here is the problem statement. Let's agree on the following. When we talk about some of the unmet or undeserved needs that were identified by our customers, like fabric visibility, change management, managing the compliance roles, existing network operation tools that the network administrators are equipped with are literally fragmented and siloed. They are literally reactive in nature. They don't provide a holistic picture of the entire data center network. So, how we could address this, how Cisco systems, solutions, and technology could help out the team to have a holistic approach rather than fragmented and siloed tools inside your environment. Especially, we are talking about hybrid cloud, different span and dispersed data center. So although the use cases are still the same, but we need to change our approach to avoid going beyond the human scale. We need to give you a tool to stay within your scale at a human element to operate your data center smoothly and enabling your business and business environment going forward, which is extremely important these days, right? So this is the way. Now, Cisco Nexus Dashboard. Nexus Dashboard provide a single automation platform for data center network provisioning, operational management, continuous assurance and compliance check, and real-time telemetry data, all while simplifying the workflow, including the adoption of cloud-native application practices and providing a faster path to the return of investment or the ROI. In other words, the Nexus dashboard empowers the IT team to fetch a software and hardware telemetry from your ACI or the data center fabric, and having a kind of artificial intelligence and correlation engine to correlate all the events and anomalies, etc., together, and gonna expose some messages to the to the network team to pay your attention to take a certain action at a certain point of time. So the Nexus dashboard convert or transform the IT operational team from reactive mode into purely a proactive environment, catching the problem without the user feels that there's something wrong behind the scenes. One of the data center applications that are running on top of the Cisco Nexus dashboard is the Nexus Dashboard Insights. The driving factor, the major driver for the Nexus Dashboard Insight is simplified data-driven operation. In other words, the simplicity and everything comes with it, right? So to adapt to these evolving requirements, changes in the network are required, and the complexity keeps growing while you are having a dispersed multiple data center, different form factors, on-prem, on a cloud, virtual machines, containerized based application, microservice application. Always you're requesting and demanding the network to adapt with such environment. So this comes with a challenges with the network operation teams. One of them or some of those challenges the following. Am I aware of the interdependency in my network? You as an operational engineer, do I know what will be impacted if I make such change in my environment? Is there a way to assume me if the correctness of my configuration before I put something into production? In other words, what I'm trying to say, I would like to apply a change. Is that change gonna impact my environment, or this is the optimal change that I can do? So we could give you a kind of a pre-change analysis in a kind of environment before pushing this change and configuration to the to your ACI fabric. So I always get called out by application team, or the operation teams, the network team always get called out by the application teams. They always point finger at the network team when something does not work, right? This is for the networkers. If everything going wrong, always the finger pointing to the network team. What what's wrong with the transport, with the network. So how we could prove that the network is working fine, is operational, is up and running, there is something wrong there. And even we could reduce the mean time to repair and catch the root cause and fix the problem accordingly to maintain the business uptime as much as we can. This is the Nexus dashboard insights. Addresses all these questions and even more. All the various features with their depth and strength lead to multiple use cases and benefits. The automated correlation and root cause reduces mean time to resolution, as I mentioned, right? Data-driven telemetry, it provides evidence and a proof point of the network health. The ability to proactively detect, locate, and root cause issues lowers the network downtime and saves our operational cost. The deep visibility, hardening the check advisories, research alerts, and recommendations always increase the network availability for the business. This is all about the day two operations with the Nexus dashboard and the Nexus dashboard insights. And as I mentioned in the previous slide, always there's a kind of a back and forth conversation and communication between the application team and the network team. The application team saying the problem from your side, the network team saying this performance degradation and the bad user experience because of your code, because of the application team. There is something wrong. There's a bug on your application team. So how we could address this problem? How we could bridge the gaps between the network team and the application team. Instead of working as a fragmented or siloed environment, why not to bring the two teams together and working as a one single team to address the problem going forward instead of pinpointing the fingers to each other? This is the Nexus dashboard insights with application performance management integrations. With such integration, we're gonna build up an app-aware network infrastructure team. You as an IT or network infrastructure engineer, you're gonna understand the application landscapes which are running inside your fabric, which are living inside your fabric. Having said that, we're gonna fulfill the gaps between the application team language and your language as a networker, right? So once there is a problem taking place, immediately on spot, you as a network infrastructure engineer, you're gonna understand if this is a problem from the network infrastructure or if this is a problem from the application team. So instead of pinpoint the finger to the application team, you're gonna bring the guys with you together and tell them, see, via this integration, we see there is a kind of bug or weird behavior in your code taking place. And then from that place, we gonna take the problem to, or the investigating the problem to the next level, find the root cause, fix the problem, all the stakeholder, all the party happy that the problem, the business is up and running without any obstacles or challenges. Another integration is between the Nexus dashboard insights and the Siplink integration. Anomalies are indexed on Siplink Enterprise. Customers can create cross-tier correlation and build a custom dashboard for monitoring a certain KPIs specific for their organization. So you're gonna leverage the Siplink inside your environment. You're gonna fetch the anomalies, the advisories, the alerts from the Nexus dashboard insights to your Siplink environment, empowering the SOC or the NOC team through one single pane of glass to understand what's going on and proactively taking the right action at a certain point of time to maintain your application, your business uptime, up and running as much as you can. Last but not least, for the Nexus dashboard insights and the integration is the integration with the ServiceNow as an ITSM or ITOM tools, right? Incidents are created on ServiceNow. For Nexus dashboard insights anomalies fetched by the ServiceNow, it includes incident number, state of the ticket, the details, from the anomaly and assignment for the group and users. Support for multiple Nexus dashboard insights on a single ServiceNow instance. Also, ticketing information is uniform across multiple Nexus dashboard. So once you have with such integration, the value proposition out of this, once you have a certain anomalies breach or comprise in your fabric, the service now could automatically log a ticket for your environment and assign this ticket to the certain user and start the investigation as quick as possible, which definitely gonna give a great value to your great team to catch the problem, investigate it, root cause, and fix it accordingly. This is it. Another topic about for those who used to deal with the the Nexus 9000 in an NX OS mode. They used to deal with the data center network management solution in this regard, right? To monitor the Nexus 9K, to automate the provisioning, the configuration, etc., etc. Recently, in Cisco, we branded the data center network management, the DCNM, into something we call it NDFSC, Nexus Dashboard Fabric Controller. In fact, the Nexus Dashboard Fabric Controller is a comprehensive data center automation tool. It helps you out easily and reliably to deploy, operate, and maintain your, VXLAN, EVPN-based fabric, leveraging the NX OS, or to have a classical LAN environment. The NDFC can help you to monitor and provision your classical LAN environment, and even for the storage area network and for the SAN environment. The NDFC could help you out to monitor the SAN switches and even give you a SAN analytics and insights to monitor the storage behaviors between the initiators and the storage arrays as a target. All in all, what the insights, assurance the customer can benefit from. I will summarize, connect the dots in this last slide to wrap up this session. First, it is a business continuity and compliance. Via Assure network security and compliance, a greater confidence on change impact by modeling the changes, less risk in operating your network. Secondly, increase the revenue via faster time to value and greater agility. Focus more on business strategies rather than troubleshooting using insufficient tools. Reducing the change window, yielding increased system availability. The third value is improve proactive network operation, as you see in the left-hand side of this slide. Ability to guarantee reliability by predicting the behavior of the data center network. Increasing the uptime by avoiding outages and assuring SLAs. Ensuring customer satisfaction through quality of service. Last but not least, which is a key concern for the business stakeholders in each and every organization and entity, is decreasing the cost. How we achieve that? Via preventing loss in revenue, CapEx saving through increased resources, efficiency and performance, OpEx saving through decreased IT spend by enabling systematic approach to problem resolution. This is it. Thank you very much, and I hope you found the content we shared insightful and informative. There will be quiz relevant to the content taking place right now. Best of luck. Okay, done.
Thank you.
Amazing. But we exceed the 25 minutes, Jackie.
Yeah, we did. It was nearly 35 minutes. I have checked with Schnabel as well. We're just going to have to go through the content, and either we'll see that we'll have to re-record a shorter version, or else we will clip out what we need to from there. But yeah, it did go 15 minutes longer than scheduled.
Wow.
Look, you
But
could
it was
product,
very
you
insightful.
could
So
make a
I think
production. Yeah, you could make a production for this slides. You could eliminate or move some contents if you want. We can work it out, or stay with the 35 minutes. It's yours. I'm here to support you. Just let me know.
yeah, thank you. We will do. I'll let Schnabel know. She can have a look at it and then decide what she wants to do.
Okay.
Sure. But it was very good. I enjoyed it. It was very informative.
I want to say that I enjoyed it. The tone was amazing. The tone let you focus a lot on the slides. Really, it was very insightful. Thank you so much, Ala, for this session, and also Jackie, for you. Thank you so much for all the support. And I don't know, anyone have anything to add? I will keep you updated, Ala.